All right, good morning. It is October 29th at 9:05 a.m. We're going to call the Finance Committee, IDA Finance Committee meeting to order. Let's stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Rachel Silverman here. Michael Ham.
Here.
Steve Kelly.
Here.
Joe Ferraro.
Here.
Randall is absent with notice. Trevor Kerwin.
Here.
Costume is absent with notice. Approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Excellent. Public comment. Do we have any public comment? No public comment. Executive session. Do we need an executive session? Didn't think so. Any old business? None. All right. New business. Mark, you want to present our 2026 budget?
Okay, so in your packet is the 2026 budget for the Industrial Development Agency. We did provide it in the format that is in Paris, which will be certified if the board approves it at the board meeting later today. So with that, we're going to focus on 2026. Overall, the agency is budgeting a zero budget for 2026. Moving to revenues, charges for services, and talking with Hillary and talks with potential applicants. We feel confident that there's going to be closings in 26. We're just not sure what the projects are going to be, what those amounts are going to be. So we wanted to be conservative in our estimates. So we decided to go with 391,000 for fee revenue. That also includes the annual fees that we do charge for annual reporting fee. Investment earnings, we budgeted a slight increase. That's due to the agency surplus that you see at the bottom. For 2025, we're projecting at this point a surplus of 266,000 if all the projects close as anticipated. So with that, revenues for 2026, we're budgeting about 401,000. On to the expenses, salary and wages. There was an increase from 25 in the 24 budget. This was salaries include Hillary and one staff member, and it includes the board approved salary increase that was approved at the last board meeting. On employee benefits, you'll see an increase there as well. That is due to higher payroll taxes that the agency will pay, and it includes a 25% projected increase from CDPHP. Professional services. These are expenses for legal and accounting and audit, payroll services, and office rentals. So for accounting and audit, we projected a 5% increase on both. Payroll services, an additional 5% increase, and the office rental was a 7% increase, and that was based on information Hillary gave us on a rental increase. Supplies and services, this is basically office supplies for the agencies. We basically took the 2025 monthly average and just multiplied it by 12 to come up with that number. And then other operating expenses consist of website, software, postage, insurance, record storage, memberships and dues, and seminars and conferences. So with that, the expenses, 401,000, just like the revenue. So we are budgeting zero. The ABO does like us to go out through 2029, but this agency is very, we don't know what business is coming before us, so it's very hard to budget revenues and expenses accordingly. So that's why we just kind of came up with an average there and just plugged it through for the remainder.
Excellent. Any questions on the budget? Thanks, Mark. So can we get a motion to present the budget to the board in our regular meeting so we can approve the budget in the regular meeting?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Excellent. All right. Motion to adjourn the IDA finance meeting.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now we'll call to order the UCCRC Finance meeting. Call again. Rachel Silverman here. Michael Ham.
Here.
Costu is absent with notice. Joe Ferraro.
Here.
Trevor Kerwin.
Here.
Randall's absent with notice. Steve Kelly.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Do we have any public comments? Have none. Don't think we need executive session. Do we have any old business? We have none. All right, new business. Same deal.
Okay.
Mark, you're on.
So just like the IDA, we're presenting the 2026 budget for the CRC. In the Paris format is in front of you. Overall, we are budgeting a deficit budget for 2026. Primarily the reason for that is currently there's no known projects that are coming before the corporation for bonding. And given prior history, we felt at this time it's not prudent to budget that. So that $1,000 in charges for services, that is actually the annual fees that we charge the current projects. Investment earnings, we're budgeting higher due to the surplus. We are projecting actually one closing in 2025. And if that comes down, we're budgeting a surplus of 307,000. And given the expenses are primarily low and the CRC does have good cash position, we could probably invest most of that surplus into either CDs or treasuries, which are both permissible investments from the ABO. So with that, we are budgeting $60,000 in revenue. On the expense side, the expenses are pretty much tied to the IDA, except for accounting and audit services, which the corporation does pay 100% of those expenses. All other expenses listed there are 5% of their IDA counterpart. So with that, we're projecting expenses to be about 38,000, so a deficit of about 22,000. And same thing with 27 through 29. It's very random when bond issuance come in, so we're just projecting the $1,000 for the charges for services.
The only thing I would add is the Woodland Pond transaction for the CRC. That is closing on November 13th. That's a go. So that's
That's the 331, that's
Yeah.
for this year.
Yep.
Don't they have another project coming with that? Another piece of that?
So it is a two-phase project and they do anticipate that they will come to us for the second phase, but that's
Ways out.
probably a
Yeah.
couple years down the road, so. We didn't want to start projecting.
No, no,
Yeah.
All right.
conservative.
Any other questions on the budget? Thank you, Mark. All right, can I get a motion to present and approve this budget in the regular UCCRC meeting?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. I was very fast.
I was going to say.
All right, Mike, this sets the bar.
Yeah, let's,
Moving them up.
let's move, yeah, let me get into
I
that
saw
and
how
get it,
thick the rest of it was.
get to where we gotta be here. I'm going to, gonna forego that. Mhm. Okay. Okay, all right, let's roll right into the Ulster County Industrial Development Agency meeting. It's October 29th. The time is 9:12. Let's have a call to order. Michael Ham, present. Rachel Silverman,
Here.
Stephen Kelly,
Present.
Joseph Ferraro.
Here.
Randall Leverett is absent with notice. Trevor Kerwin.
Here.
And Costaguala is absent with notice. We have a quorum. In front of you, you will have the, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me do the mission statement that I miss all the time, okay, because I get moving along. So the mission of the Ulster County Industrial Development Agency is to advance the job opportunities, general prosperity, and long-term economic vitality of Ulster County residents by targeting tax incentives, bonding, and other assistance to foster creation and attraction of new business and the retention and expansion of existing business. In front of you, you will have the minutes from September 17th, the regular board meeting on page 3. I ask that you review them and I will accept the motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Public comment on agenda items only? Nothing? Okay, executive session, not necessary. Okay. Let me roll into the chair's report. So, as Hillary, spoke, before in the past, we do have some very exciting, projects coming our way. We're still waiting for applications, before we really dive into stuff. We've had public hearings, moving along here. I'm sure Hillary will present those in her report. She's doing a fantastic job of going out there and informing people. There was a great forum that we had out in New Paltz, and it was attended by many people that wanted to come there to be informed on the works of the IDA and how it operated. They did a tremendous job up there, you know, letting people in on exactly how this operates and what we do, and how we have the community's best interest at mind all the time. But I don't want to steal a lot of thunder from Hillary. She always has a great report. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our executive director, Hillary Nichols.
All right, thanks, Mike. So kind of just jumping around a lot today. We have a lot of exciting things I want to fill everyone in on. So we'll start kind of in the world of economic development. We've been doing a lot of partnering with the county, which is exciting. So if any of you are ever on the county's website, they have a Participate Ulster section where a lot of the think tank studies are posted. And so I'm sitting on a technical advisory committee for two of those. One is the Ulster County Sustainable Tourism Plan. So they're working with a consultant to, kind of really think about how we're going to manage as a county the influx and, drive of tourism. People love Ulster County, they want to be here, and making sure that we preserve it for generations to come. They're going to be putting out some surveys. I'll make sure to send that to you guys when those come out, but we're excited to see where that goes. As you know, the IDA has incentivized some tourism projects over the years, as well as some new ones that we're hoping to get across the finish line, so we're excited to be a part of that. From there, I'm also on the technical advisory committee for another project the county is doing through the Office of Economic Development called their Nurturing Main Streets project. So this is some, I believe, ARPA funding that was designated for economic development for the business corridors and main streets in our county to do kind of some small economic development projects. And so that's very much in the early stages. They're in the process of putting the RFP out for a consultant, the lead consultant on that. So we're excited to see where that will go. We've also been, meeting as regularly as we can with Kevin Lynch, the Director of Economic Development, and they're excited to welcome a new business agent on board in that office. And we've been doing a really good job lately, I would say, of kind of referring projects through both offices. There's been a lot of interest, I think, in supporting businesses, with some of the things that are going on nationally. And so we've been doing a really good job to make sure that all questions get answered and people are kind of directed to the right place. And so then kind of moving on from economic development over to workforce. I know I saw Joe there, but BOCES had their grand opening at iPark, so I was really excited to see that space. They offered tours. We're really thrilled for them. I know that that was quite the labor of love to get into that building, and it was exciting to see the energy and just the show from the community. I would say it looked like there was at least 300, if not more, people there.
Yeah, there definitely was.
Yeah, really well
great turnout.
attended, great turnout, wonderful to see the state-of-the-art equipment and investment in our county's future. Really proud of what BOCES has going on over there. And then from there, moving on, continuing with in the vein of workforce, I'll be speaking next week at a workforce conference up in Albany. Really exciting to kind of bridge the work of economic development with workforce, and super excited to be a part of that conference. It's put on through the state, so really thrilled on that. From there, kind of piggybacking on what Mike was talking about housing, as you know, we have a housing policy in place, and I think that as we see these housing projects come down the pike, we want to make sure that the community knows and is aware of how the IDA operates when it comes to housing. So on that, we're trying to be wherever housing conversations are taking place. We attended the Hudson Valley Housing Conference put on by Pattern for Progress at SUNY New Paltz. We also were at the Hudson Valley Housing Discussion put on by the Community Foundations at the newly redone Orpheum Theater in Saugerties. Also presented alongside March Gallagher, who's our comptroller, and Jason West, who's the director of sustainability for the city of Albany, at New Paltz's housing event that was hosted by the Ulster County legislators, representatives from that district. And really what we're trying to do is make sure people understand that we have a housing UTEP, how it works, what kind of projects we can and cannot incentivize, and then, really just saying how people can find this information. And so from there, I'll just leave you with a brief update on projects. Right now, there's, I think, a lot of uncertainty. We're seeing a lot of projects kind of come to us with, I don't want to say creative ideas, but just saying, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What do the IDA's incentives look like? Can you help us? And so for projects that we can, Chris and his team have been doing a really great job of helping us kind of parse through these and look at, what aligns with our UTEP, and if not, making sure that they're connected to the right office. And so from there, I'll be happy to entertain any questions, suggestions, thoughts that anyone has.
Are you exhausted? I'm exhausted for you.
Well, I just read it in one breath too, so that probably didn't help.
Nice job. That was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so, all right.
So really quick, I have some great photos of Hillary.
Oh, do
Okay,
not show those to
Let's
anyone.
take a look.
Presenting out at New Paltz. If anybody would like to see them, I'll share them
Oh,
with you.
Yeah.
Hillary told me, if don't you dare, because every angle I got, I
It's
don't know
like
what happened.
my eyes are closed,
I
my
don't know what
mouth is
happened.
open.
Yeah.
These are rough. They're rough. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that those will never see the light of day. But thank you for that, Mike.
Yeah, not a problem,
You will
Hillary,
not
as
find them
always.
on our website.
So, before I get into committee reports, I'd like to get the approval of the board just to jump ahead. We do have representatives here from Hudson Valley Seed, and I would like to get board approval just to jump out of the regular order here.
You need
To
a
speak
motion?
about the project. Yeah, sure. I don't need a motion. I just wanted to just make sure everybody was okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what, Hillary, I'm gonna let you jump into the Hudson Valley Seed. Who do we have here? Doug's here, Carrie's, okay, perfect.
So we
Great.
have Doug and Carrie here from Hudson Valley Seed Company, and you guys can come on up. And then I will kind of start us off and then move it over to Chris.
Got it.
So before you will have some approving resolutions, but I'd like to point out here, you guys can have a seat. Before we get there, we did receive one public comment from Tabitha McGain. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. She's the assistant superintendent for business at the Rondout Valley Schools. And, just to kind of summarize, basically, saying how IDA benefits can potentially have a negative impact on schools. She came up with a few, possible suggestions if anyone on the board would like to consider them. But, again, Mike and I have talked, and I'm not sure that we see anything on that suggestion, but we're happy to entertain thoughts and comments from the board. And that was the only public comment that we received in connection with the project.
I read it. It's nice to see a comment that at least had a suggestion,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was refreshing in light of recent attacks. That said, I agree. I didn't think there was anything that was necessarily applicable for right now.
Great. All right,
So,
and then from there,
okay.
Chris, take us
so we
away.
have two resolutions. The first one is a seeker resolution, which you folks are all very familiar with. The project, construction of a new 10,000 square foot facility for production and storage space in the town of Rochester. The town of Rochester Planning Board looked at this, acted as lead agent, and issued an unlisted, it's called an unlisted action, and issued a negative declaration that the project would not have a significant adverse effect on the environment. So the negative declaration is attached to your resolution as Exhibit A. So this is kind of the best situation for the IDA. Instead of making its own determination under SECA, we're piggybacking off the planning board's determination. And by adopting this, you ratify their decision and determine you have no information to suggest they were incorrect in making their determination. So kind of the gold standard, what we like to have as an IDA. Happy.
Motion to accept.
So why don't we roll into this one? Can we get a motion to accept the secret resolution for the Hudson Valley Seed Library LLC project?
Have it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's go to a roll call vote. Michael Ham, yes. Rachel Silverman,
Yes.
Stephen Kelly,
Yes.
Randall is absent with notice. Joseph Ferraro,
Yes.
Trevor Kerwin,
Yes.
and Costello is absent with notice. Thank you. Chris?
Thank you, Chair. So the next resolution is the approving resolution. As you know, this just authorizes the IDA to enter into the project documents to finish the project. We'll have a pilot agreement, uniform agency project agreement, lease back structure that you're all familiar with. And by adopting this, you authorize the IDA to move forward with the project and enter into those documents. So standard document here.
Okay, could I get a motion to accept the approving resolution for the Hudson Valley Seed Library LLC project?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call vote. Michael Ham, yes. Rachel Silverman,
Yes.
Stephen Kelly,
Yes.
Trevor Kerwin,
Yes.
Joe Ferraro,
Yes.
and Randall Leverett and Costuber absent with notice.
You're good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Couldn't do it all.
Yay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Yeah,
so
really
much.
appreciate it. Thank you.
You guys want to say a couple things? Anything?
Well, I just, thank you, Hillary, so much. I mean,
Yeah,
you
this is
navigated
great.
through it so easily and, just very appreciative for you guys, making this opportunity available to us.
Yeah, and making this whole thing possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yay.
Thank you
Very
very much.
excited.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
Good.
Very happy.
Congratulations.
So we will
Yeah.
follow
So,
up.
yeah, are you working with, your
Mike.
attorney, Mike Moriello?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll work with Mike. We'll send the draft documents and we'll get that rolling the next couple of weeks. Okay?
Excellent.
Great. All
Sounds
right.
great.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank
All
you.
right, thank
Doug, Carrie, thank you.
All right, take care.
Yeah, have a great day,
You
everybody.
too.
too.
All right, so now we'll go back to.
Yep.
committee.
So, okay, let me get back on the agenda here. So committee reports, audit, Rachel?
Horsey.
That's Steve.
That's Steve.
Oh, Steve, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That's all
Sorry.
right. So we only have one project that's in process. It was audited. It was 100% compliance, page 8 and 9. Nothing more to add.
Very nice. 100%. I love it. Okay. Now, finance, Rachel.
All right, so in the finance committee meeting, we reviewed the budget. So now we are looking for a motion to accept the budget that we reviewed in the finance meeting for the IDA.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I think you say that, sorry.
No, that's okay. You're good.
Just outshare.
I
Okay.
sat there once and now it all went to my head.
You're good. How about this one? I was sitting here waiting for you to go, all in favor? And I was like, oh, I kind of like fogged out here. Do we need a roll call on the budget?
No. we're
No,
fine.
okay.
All right, and then are we presenting financials separately? All right,
Quarterly
so
financials.
quarterly financials. So Mark, the floor is yours
Okay.
again.
Okay.
So in your packet is the third quarter financials. So we'll start with the statement of financial position. So the assets of the agency as of September 30th was 785,000, which that consists of cash of 447,000, receivables of 331,000. There's some prepaid expenses for insurance and dues that us accountants like to go monthly instead of just, when the expense occurs. And there's some monies that are due from the CRC that will be paid to the IDA. Move it on to the liabilities, accounts payables. Accounts payables at the end of Q3 was about 1,400. That's NYEDC annual meeting, the annual meetings, and dues and a copier lease. Credit cards, some small expenses, and the majority of the liabilities are in the escrow accounts. Any questions so far? We'll move on to the statement of activity versus budget. Through Q3, total revenues were 173,000 versus a budget of 229,000. So we're about $56,000 deficit right now.
I know.
It shows one project closing that was New Pulse Way. That's the 126,000 there. And then other fees were administrative fees and some admin fees. Interest income, we're actually ahead of budget by about 3,800, 6,200 versus a budget of 2,400. Moving on to expenses. Total expenditures through Q3 was 222,000 versus a budget of 263,000. The primarily drivers of the favorable to budget was the retirement, as we discussed. We had budgeted for New York State retirement. We talking with Hillary, that was not prudent for the agency to move with that, so there's savings there. And Chris doesn't hear this a lot, but the other driver that is legal expenses are under budget at
You're
this
gonna bring
point.
it, right?
So
Yes.
with that, expenses, primarily seem to be, in line for most things. And if anything was over budget, or new to the expenses, that was brought before the board and approved, throughout the year. So with that, we have a deficit of about 48,000 versus a budgeted deficit of 33,000. So we're about 14,000, unfavorable to budget at this point. But with that project closing that we're expecting, and we're expecting an actual surplus for the agency at the end of the year.
Excellent. Thanks,
Um,
Mark.
Do you want me to go over, just give everyone an update on the escrow accounts? Because I know we've been
Oh, yeah.
talking about it. So
Mhm.
as you can see on page 13, you'll see the other current liabilities, and it lists a bunch of escrow accounts. So Natalie and I have been digging deep into the records of the IDA, and it looks as though these escrow accounts were all reconciled at the time that Rose left. And then there was a time after Rose left, before BST came on, where there were expenses incurred against a lot of these, but that they were not reconciled. So a lot of these are, not a lot, but some of these are projects that had applied to the IDA that did not close or did not move forward for a variety of reasons. So we feel that we've identified any expenses against these amounts that are in the account. And then from there, we're really working now with Mark and with Chris to determine what happens to the remainder that's in there. And so it looks like it will be favorable in that we will likely see that go out of escrow and into the IDA regular accounts. But we want to make sure that we're not, missing anything or, kind of going against any of our own policies. So Chris is now kind of with Mark, they're reviewing those policies.
Right.
But at this point, we've managed to, we believe, reconcile what we found, and we've given that information to Matt and Mark, who will be verifying it. And so hopefully this will get really nice and tidy and cleaned up for the end of Q4, and we'll see a lot of this come off in one way or the other.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so I guess that's it for the finance.
Is that it?
But you
Yeah.
need to, our auditor, remember, we're moving to the board approving those, so we need to have it
Motion to approve all
Oh,
There you go.
to approve the,
for the audit, yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
auditor. Excuse me.
Okay.
So,
We had a motion, sorry. We need a second.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay.
all right, thanks.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks, Hillary. Governance, Costume is not here with us, but I'm sure we can all expect next month's meeting, a very good report from him.
Yep.
So we'll move on to old business, status of pending projects. Chris?
Thank you, Chair. So on page 19, in the materials, you see the pending transaction list. Fresco Labs, I'm not aware of any change on that one. Hillary, correct?
Unfortunately.
Marlboro Projects, as you'll see, they're targeting a closing for January, February of the coming year. Documents have already been out. Arizona Hudson Valley, documents have been distributed to them as well. Hopefully closing by the end of this year,
Yeah, I
but
talked to Jordan. I mean, we've had about 6 weeks since our last meeting, so it's been in between the two meetings, and they are looking kind of to hopefully close. They're working on their financing on their end, and are projecting by the end of this year. So that's what we're hoping for.
the fourth project is Chestnut Square. We have documents almost done. I reminded Shannon about that. She's gonna get them out by the end of this week, if not early next week. 151 Chestnut Holdings. I know that there was a public hearing held recently on that one with a good discussion. We will start working on the draft documents for that as well. And Hudson Valley C, the folks that were just here. So now that everything's been approved, we'll move forward with drafting documents and working with their council to move that ahead. Pending enforcement list, Kingstonian. I don't know if Hillary, you want to delve into that one today? Or if we're discussing that, or if we're just moving on?
I don't know if there's been
Which-
much of a change at this point since
Nothing
last
to-
meeting. Yeah.
Nothing to discuss.
Nothing really to discuss right now.
There you
Yeah.
go. And that's all I have, Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Um,
And then you want me to do the last?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna jump around again, and you'll find in your packets, hard to believe, but our lease is up for renewal. So in your packet, you have our lease renewal, and we're looking to move that ahead and secure the space that we're at, 224 Fair Street, for another year. They did include a $75 increase a month, which is consistent with our other lease renewals that we've received from the company at this point.
The shortest lease agreement I've ever seen.
I
They-
love this lease
Right?
agreement. This is
Probably no
fantastic.
lawyers, that's what this says.
Maybe you could make some comments back to them to add a few pages.
Just put some boilerplate in there.
Yeah, we need all these other things.
So, while we're talking about the, our lease space over there for our office, what is our, we're gonna look for some divider walls to break up the space a little bit, so you have more of a dedicated space, so everybody's not
Conference
just
space, yeah.
In the
Yeah,
bullpen.
completely open. So, we may have to, authorize Hillary to get some, partitions, okay?
That's
So,
not part of the lease, right?
no, it's not part of the lease. It's something we would have to, we would
Right.
have to purchase.
Separate
So,
issue.
okay, I don't know what the.
You could certainly use IDA funds for that. You could also use CRC funds for that as well.
Okay.
You know that you
Good to
could do
know.
that. Some of
Okay.
these funds are so flexible.
All
you
right,
could do that.
so that's what we'll, as we proceed here, we just wanted to make everybody
Yeah, we're
aware,
just thinking of kind of
probably need 4 of them or 5 of them, so.
something
know.
to make a better conference
Kind of
space. We
cubicles.
just kind of have a table in the middle of the room and.
Yeah, that's similar, yeah, just like that, yeah,
That's all.
so, okay. But, that's a great space over there, good area, so. What else, Phil? Membership?
Oh, yeah,
Don't we
sorry.
wanna
Oh,
approve
did
this?
we
Yeah, we
would
should-
approve?
should
an
approve
Yeah,
it.
approval.
we gotta
Yeah.
approve, can I get a motion to approve the, new lease renewal?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank
Okay.
you.
And then lastly, we received our membership renewal for the New York State Economic Development Council. They're kind of the trade agency for economic development entities. They do a lot of our training, share information, things going on in the state. And so you'll find the invoice for that renewal on the last page of your packet.
You need a motion to.
Yeah, we need a
renew?
motion,
Yeah.
we need a
So
motion
moved.
to approve that, okay?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, and that,
Okay, can I get a motion for adjournment?
Second.
There you go.
all right,
Okay,
one more.
let's call to order the UCCRC, the Ulster County Capital Resource Corporation. Roll call, Michael Ham here, Rachel Silverman,
Here.
Stephen Kelly,
Here.
Joseph Ferraro,
Here.
Trevor Kerwin, Randall, and Costuber absent with notice. In front of you, you'll have the September 17th regular minute meetings for that meeting. Can you please review, and I'll accept a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comments, agenda items only. No public comment, no executive session needed. The chair's report, let the chair's report from the UCIDA reflect the chair's report for the UCCRC. Executive director's report.
Also let the executive director's report reflect the executive director's report for the UCID.
Committee reports, audit, Steve,
There is no report.
finance?
Well, I'm gonna keep it interesting.
Yes, sir.
Always somebody.
So first, can I get a motion for the board to accept the budget that we proposed in the financial meeting earlier?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna ask Mark to present our quarterly financials.
So just like the IDA, in your packet is the third quarter financials for the corporation. So we'll start with the statement of financial position. As of Q3, total assets for the corporation was 419,000. 418,000 being in cash and cash equivalents. On to liabilities. Liabilities was about 6,500. With about a split, 3,400 was due to the IDA, and we have 3,000 in escrow. Any questions on the balance sheet? Moving on to the profit and loss statement. So with that, total revenue or total income through Q3 was about 10,900. Consists of 500 in annual administrative fees, 500 in project fees, some miscellaneous fees. That's what sponsorship revenue for the event earlier this year. And interest income was about $6,400 through Q3. Total expenses were 2,400. Like we had mentioned during the finance committee, all the expenses are shared with the IDA, with the exception of audit and accounting fees. So with that we had a deficit of 13,000 through Q3. But we do anticipate, with the closing in November, that the corporation will have a surplus at the end of the year.
Thanks, Mark. Can I get a motion to accept the quarterly financials?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Governance, there is no report. Costa is absent with notice. Is there any old business? Any old business? Any new business? Is there any new business? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you.